Okay, imagine this. You've got people coming over, like any minute now. Guests are almost at the door.
Oh, yeah, that moment.
Right. And you look over and see that perfect bottle of wine, maybe a white or something sparkling, even a light red that really needs a bit of a chill.
And it's just sitting there, room temperature.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Total room temperature. And panic starts to creep in. You're picturing serving lukewarm wine, and it's just, well, it's not great.
Definitely not ideal.
But what if I told you you could actually take that bottle from warm to perfectly chilled in, say, 15 minutes? Seriously. No weird tricks, no ruining the wine.
It sounds almost too good to be true, but it's possible.
That's what we're doing in this deep dive. We're going to unpack the surprising science, but also the really practical hacks that pros, sommeliers and wine lovers use for lightning fast chilling.
Yeah, this isn't magic at all.
No, it's physics.
Yeah.
Simple physics you can totally do with stuff you probably already have at home. We really dug into the science behind it.
And we're not just going to tell you how these tricks work, but really why they're so effective. It all comes down to thermodynamics, basically.
Thermodynamics. Sounds complicated.
Not really. It's just the science of how heat moves around. So we'll look at different ways to do it. The classic ice and salt bath, some neat freezer tricks.
Oh, I think I know that one.
Maybe. And even a way to chill wine that's already in the glass without watering it down.
Okay, that I need to hear. So get ready for some aha moments, maybe some surprising facts, and definitely the big mistakes you need to avoid.
Crucial stuff.
Yeah, so by the end of this, you'll never serve a sad, warm sip again. You'll be ready for any impromptu hang or, just forgetting to put the bottle in the fridge.
Perpetual preparedness.
Right. Okay, so let's jump into what a lot of the pros call the gold standard for chilling wine fast. The ice and salt bath.
Sometimes called the speedy sommelier secret. It
Yeah.
really works.
It does. It totally saved a dinner party I was at recently. My friend completely blanked on chilling the Chablis. Whoops.
Happens to the best of us. But the key here, the really critical part, is the salt. It's not just thrown in for fun.
Right, it does something specific.
It dramatically lowers the freezing point of the water. Think about it. Plain water freezes at 32 Fahrenheit, 0 Celsius.
Okay.
But you add salt, and suddenly that water can stay liquid well below 20 degrees Fahrenheit, maybe even lower.
Wow, okay. So it makes the water colder than ice.
Colder than freezing, yeah.
Yeah.
It creates this super cold liquid bath.
Mhm.
And liquid water pulls heat away from the bottle way, way faster than just air or even ice cubes alone.
How much faster?
Something like 25 times faster than air. So you get this incredibly efficient heat transfer. It just yanks the heat out of the bottle. Really evenly, too, right down to the core.
And that's how you get it chilled in.
Usually 12 to 15 minutes, tops. Works great for whites, sparkling, those lighter reds at like a little chill.
And it's actually super simple to set up right.
Dead simple.
You just need a bucket or even a big stock pot. Fill it about halfway with ice, then add cold water just enough so it comes up near the top of the ice.
Don't drown the ice entirely, just enough to make a slurry.
Right. And then comes the secret ingredient. You stir in, like 2 or 3 tablespoons of just regular salt?
Yep, table salt, kosher salt, whatever you have.
Yeah.
Mix it in, then dunk the whole bottle and make sure it's submerged.
Okay.
And here's a little pro tip, especially if you want it even faster, or for sparkling wine.
Ooh, okay.
Give the bottle a gentle spin every, say, 3 or 4 minutes.
Ah, why does that help?
It just helps circulate the wine inside the bottle. It brings the warmer wine from the center towards the super cold glass, speeding up that heat exchange.
Clever. Okay, but what if you don't have an ice bucket? Or maybe you just don't have that much ice lying around?
Yeah, like maybe you're in a small apartment, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
College days, perhaps.
Exactly. No space for fancy buckets back then. Is there another way?
There absolutely is. A really smart, kind of minimalist approach. It's the wet towel and freezer trick.
Ah, the wet towel? I think I've heard of this one. Requires basically nothing special.
Exactly. No special tools required.
Yeah.
And the science behind it is actually pretty neat. It uses evaporative cooling.
Evaporative cooling. Okay,
Yeah.
explain that.
So when you wrap a damp towel around the bottle and stick it in the freezer, the water in the towel starts to evaporate, turn from liquid to gas.
Right.
And to do that, it needs energy. It pulls that heat energy directly from the bottle. The freezer helps speed this all up because the cold, dry air whisks away the water vapor.
Keeping the process going.
Exactly. A continuous cycle of evaporation and cooling. Plus, you get good old convection there, the cold freezer air circulating around the damp towel, pulling heat away fast.
Okay, so how do you do it? Just run a kitchen towel under cold water?
Yep, clean kitchen towel, cold water, wring it out well so it's damp, not soaking wet and dripping everywhere.
Got it.
Then wrap it really snugly around the whole bottle. Lay the bottle down in the freezer horizontally, gives you the most contact.
Makes sense.
And now, the absolutely crucial part. You must set a timer for 15 minutes.
Okay, 15 minutes. I admit I used to just kind of toss it in there and hope for the best until I learned why that timer is so important. Seriously, people, set the timer.
It's absolutely non-negotiable.
Yep.
You really can't leave wine in the freezer much longer than 15, maybe 20 minutes max.
Okay, but why? What's the big deal?
Well, think about what happens when water freezes. It expands, right?
Right? Ice takes up more space.
And wine is mostly water. So if that liquid freezes solid inside the bottle, the expansion can push the cork out, or worse, crack the glass.
Yikes.
Or even cause the bottle to explode,
Mm-hmm.
which is, a sticky, potentially dangerous mess nobody wants to clean up.
Definitely not. Okay, so timer is essential for the freezer method.
Yeah, I know.
But what about, what if the wine's already poured? Like you poured a glass, took a sip, and realized, oops, this is way too warm.
The poured glass predicament.
Yeah. And obviously you can't just chuck regular ice cubes in there. That's like wine crime, #1, right?
Please don't. It just waters everything down, ruins the flavor the winemaker works so hard to create.
Totally. But there's a finks for this too, isn't there? Something that doesn't dilute.
There is. And it's actually kind of brilliant and looks cool, too. Frozen grapes.
Frozen grapes, yes.
Yeah.
The perfect no dilution solution.
Exactly. What's great about them is they chill the wine through direct contact conduction, just like ice cubes, but without adding any water.
Because they're frozen juice, essentially.
Precisely. So as they thaw slowly in your glass, if anything, they might add a tiny hint, more grape flavor, not water. It keeps the wine's taste intact.
Plus, you get a little snack at the end.
You do. A little wine-infused grape and a nice visual tip.
Mm.
You can use green grapes for white wine, red grapes for red wine. It's quite elegant.
Oh, nice touch. How do you prep them? Is it easy?
Super easy. Just wash some seedless grapes, make sure they're dry, then spread them out on a baking sheet.
Single layer?
Yep, single layer so they don't freeze into a giant clump. Freeze them for maybe 2 hours or until they're solid. Then just toss them into a freezer bag or container.
And keep them on hand.
Keep them ready. Then just drop maybe 4 or 5 into a glass of wine that needs chilling. It works wonders, especially if you're doing, say, a food pairing, where you really want the wine's flavor to be precise.
That's a fantastic tip. Okay, so we've got the salt bath, the wet towel, the frozen grapes. What about actual gadgets? Things designed specifically for chilling wine fast.
Yes, the world of wine gadgets.
Are any of them actually worth it? Because I feel like I've tried a few that promised miracles and, well, didn't deliver.
That's fair. Some were definitely better than others.
Eh.
It helps to think about the science we've been discussing to see why certain gadgets work.
Okay, like what?
Well, you see those stainless steel chilling rods? Sometimes they have a pourer built in.
Yeah, I've seen those.
They work mainly by conduction. You freeze the rod, stick it in the bottle, and it directly transfers cold to the wine. The pouring function is a bonus.
Okay, makes sense. What else?
Those freezable sleeves,
Yeah.
often filled with gel,
Mm.
they're great, especially for picnics or outdoor stuff.
Oh, yeah, I have one of those.
They surround the bottle with a cold layer, using insulation and conduction to slow down warming and chill it a bit. Then you have things like double-walled stainless steel tumblers.
For drinking, not chilling the bottle.
Right, for keeping the wine in your glass cold. They use insulation, often a vacuum between the walls, to stop heat from getting to the wine.
Sure.
Even those nice marble wine coolers you see sometimes. They work slower, but they use their natural thermal mass. Once the bottle is chilled, the cool marble absorbs heat from the bottle through conduction, helping it stay cool longer on the table.
So when you're picking one, what should you look for?
Good question. Think about how long it stays cold. It's freezer to table time. Look for quality materials. Stainless steel is generally better than plastic. Consider if it fits different bottle shapes. And, is it easy to clean and store?
Right, practical stuff. So maybe keeping a gel sleeve in the freezer all the time, maybe having a marble cooler for the table. That could be a good combo for people who entertain a lot.
Absolutely. Ready for anything.
Okay, so we know how to chill wine fast now. But when you're rushing, it's also easy to mess up, right? Make mistakes that could actually harm the wine.
Oh, definitely. Knowing what not to do is just as important.
I think I've probably made most of these mistakes at some point. Let's learn from my errors.
Happy to help. A lot of the critical don'ts come down to understanding temperature extremes and how they affect wine. Not just safety, but flavor.
Okay, so #1 is probably the freezer thing we already talked about.
Exactly. Don't forget the wine in the freezer. That 15-20 minute window is real. Beyond that, you risk the cork popping, or worse, the bottle breaking from the liquid expanding as it freezes solid.
Messy and wasteful. What
It's
else?
another big one. Don't just put a warm bottle directly on the ice, like in an ice bucket with no water.
Oh, interesting. Why not?
It creates really intense, localized cold spots on the glass. That thermal shock isn't great for the glass itself, and some argue it can shock the wine too, potentially muting some delicate flavors. The water in the ice bath helps distribute the cold evenly.
Ah, okay. And we already covered the crime of using regular ice cubes in the glass.
Yes, just say no to dilution. Unless you want wine-flavored water.
Definitely don't. What about reds? Any specific don'ts for them?
Yeah, avoid over-chilling red wines,
Yeah.
especially the full-bodied ones. When they get too cold, all those lovely complex aromas and flavors just disappear. They can taste really dull, even kind of harsh or astringent.
That makes sense. I've definitely had red wine served way too cold, so temperature matters a lot. Too cold is bad, too warm is bad.
Precisely. If wine gets too cold, say below about 38 Fahrenheit or 3 Celsius, it literally numbs your taste buds and kills the aroma.
And too warm, like above 65 Fahrenheit, 18 Celsius.
Then the alcohol becomes much more noticeable, sometimes unpleasantly so, and the fruit flavors can seem cooked or just flat.
And you mentioned thermal shock. So quick changes aren't always good unless done right, like the ice bath.
Exactly. Rapid changes, especially uncontrolled ones, can stress the wine. Oh, and one more thing I learned the hard way. Don't shake the bottle.
Right, like trying to speed it up by shaking it in the ice bath.
Yeah, bad idea. Gentle rotation is fine, like we said, but vigorous shaking can stir up sediment in older reds, which you don't want in your glass. And for sparkling wines, it can actually knock the carbonation out, making them go flat faster.
Good point. No shaking. So if
then-
we tie all this back together,
Yeah.
you mentioned thermodynamics earlier. These methods aren't just random tricks.
Not at all. They are direct applications of thermodynamic principles. Wine experts rely on this. It's all about maximizing thermal transfer, moving heat out of the wine efficiently, but also safely for the wine itself.
Okay, so how do these methods maximize that transfer?
Well, they use conduction direct heat transfer through physical contact. That's the bottle sitting in the super cold saltwater bath or the frozen grape touching the wine.
Got it.
They use convection heat transfer through moving fluids. That's the cold water circulating in the ice bath or the cold air moving in the freezer around the wet towel.
Oh.
We also talked about maximizing surface area, wrapping the towel snugly, rotating the bottle in the bath that ensures more of the wine is exposed to the cold.
Makes sense.
And finally, creating a big temperature differential. The bigger the temperature difference between the warm wine and the cold, chilling medium, like that salty ice water, the faster the heat will flow out.
Wow. Okay. It actually all connects back to some pretty basic science.
It really does.
So knowing all this helps us hit those ideal serving temperatures faster. Can you remind us what those generally are?
Sure, it varies a bit, but good guidelines are full-bodied whites, like Chardonnay, maybe 50, 55 Fahrenheit, that's 1013 C.
Okay.
Lighter whites and rosés, a bit cooler, maybe 45, 50 Fahrenheit, 710 C.
Bubbly.
Sparkling wines really shine when they're quite cold, like 40, 45 Fahrenheit, 470.
Nice and crisp. What about reds?
Lighter reds like Pinot Noir, Beaujolais often benefit from a slight chill, maybe 55, 60 Fahrenheit, 1316 C.
Right, not room temp necessarily.
Exactly. And your bigger, bolder, full-bodied reds, think Cabernet or Syrah, are usually best around 60, 65 Fahrenheit, 1618 C, still cooler than many warm rooms.
So these quick methods let us hit those targets without messing up the wine's flavor.
Precisely. They preserve the winemaker's intention by getting the temperature right, quickly and safely.
Okay, this is great. So whether you go for that super fast salt ice bath, the speedy sommelier secret,
My personal favorite for speed.
or the super convenient wet towel and freezer trick, literally no special tools required.
Great in a pinch.
Or even using those clever frozen grapes, the ultimate no dilution solution when the wine's already poured,
Yeah,
you're pretty much set to handle any warm wine situation now.
absolutely. And maybe you even invest in a good chilling gadget or two. The point is, you have options. And synthesizing all this, I think the powerful thing to remember is that while different wines do need different temperatures, the underlying science conduction, convection, surface area, temperature difference lets you bring any wine to its best state quickly without ruining its character. Understanding that science is key.
Right, it gives you the confidence to do it properly.
And just to hammer home those crucial don'ts one last time,
Oh.
please don't forget wine in the freezer. Set that timer 15, 20 minutes max or risk explosion.
Got it. Timer is my friend.
Avoid that thermal shock. No warm bottles directly on ice without water. Use the AF method.
Yeah.
And steer clear of regular ice cubes in your glass. Always. Knowing these few things helps you avoid the most common mistakes.
For sure. So really, when you learn these rapid chill techniques, you're doing more than just saving face at a dinner party.
Much more.
You're actually enhancing the whole experience of the wine.
Right. Making sure it tastes exactly how it was meant to taste.
You're preserving its integrity, maximizing the enjoyment. You get all the aromas, all the flavors, just as the winemaker intended. That's pretty cool. So the next time you realize that bottle of Prosecco isn't cold, but your friends are literally walking up the path,
Don't panic.
don't panic. You actually know exactly what to do. You can have that bottle perfectly chilled before you've even finished putting out the first snacks.
Totally achievable.
Cheers to always being ready.
Cheers to that.